Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to do a selection sorter program in both Java as and Python. So first, for Java programming, let me just use my Jupyter notebook. And first of all, you should know how to find the smallest and the largest value in any given list or an array. So like this, smallest and largest value. Okay, this is going to help out in doing the selection sort process. Okay, so let me just create a function over here called as min, okay, which let's say suppose takes a list L and the starting index as I. So what we are going to do is I'm going to say minimum value in this one is whatever the L of I is there, the first index value. Okay, so let me write it here. This is the first index in list L. So this is going to be the first minimum value I have chosen randomly. Okay, then I'm going to say that minimum index also is that particular value of I which we have selected over here like this. Okay, and this is the minimum index and this is the minimum value which we have randomly chosen as soon as this function min function gets a list as well as that particular index. Now all we have to do is we have to loop from the I plus 1 value till the last of list L. Okay, so we have to say for I'll say it like this: for j in range from I plus 1, I'm going to start the loop till the entire length of L, and I'm going to check like this: if the minimum value which we chose turned out to be greater than any value of L of j. Okay, if that be the case, then minimum value min value changes to that particular L of j, and minimum index also gets changed to j, not I anymore. Okay, and then at the last we are going to say print like this: minimum value is let me put the str function and print out the minimum value variable which we have chosen. And also let's print the minimum index also. Minimum index is str of min index. So this is how our function is ready with us. So now let me just execute this cell, and now here let me take a list L1. Okay, and let us put some random numbers into that, like 5 4 2 6 1 3 minus 1. Okay, and let's say 7. Okay, now from this list L1, I want to find the smallest value and its index value. Okay, so the smallest value I know is -1. Okay, and I want its index also, like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's at sixth index. So let us find out by using the min function. So let me say min of L1. Okay, and I want to start from the 0 index. So this 0 index I want to start. Okay, so now let me just save the cell and let me just run the code. Okay, and it says okay, min value is not defined, it says. Okay, so I think I made a small mistake over here. I have added 2 times the v portion. So let me just save it and run it again, run this cell also. So as you can see, it's saying the minimum value is -1 and it is at the sixth index. So let us suppose I add one more value, -5, and -5 is now the smallest value. And let me execute that, and it is going to say, see, -5 is the smallest value and it is at index 8. Okay, see, this is how you find the smallest value using a function like this. And if you want to find the maximum value, so let me just copy this whole function here. Okay, change the name to max. Okay, let's change the function name to max, and all you have to do is you just have to make this greater than symbol into the less than symbol. Okay, and here uh, instead of min value, let me select it as max value and max index. So these values, okay, let me just copy it and put it over here: max value, max value, and here also max value. Okay, the minimum index, maximum index, so let me copy here. Okay, let me put it here, as well as let me put it over here. Okay, so now we have a max function which gives the maximum or the highest number and its index. So as we can see, this 7 is the highest number or the biggest number, okay, and we want its index right now, okay, and we are going to use this particular function. So let me just first execute this function. So max function is also ready, okay, and now let me call the max function, put our list L1 into that, and start the index with 0 itself. Now when I execute this, as you can see, the minimum value is 7 and it is at index 7, it says. Okay, now let me just put one more over here, and let's say 10. Okay, let's say 10. Let's execute that, execute this function as well, and now like this, see, as you can see, the maximum value. Okay, so I didn't change here, so let me just change it to max value and max index. Okay, max index. So this will make sense now. Okay, so like this, see, once you know how to find the maximum and minimum values, okay, you can do the selection sort, which is based on finding the smallest value and changing it with the first index of the list. So let me just create an L1 over here, okay, which I want to sort using the selection sort process. So let me just put here heading as selection sort, okay, of this particular list L1, and let me just take this only as the list L1 over here. Okay, now here let me just comment out these two lines, and this function I'm going to say return, okay, return the minimum index value, okay, return the minimum index value. So let me just execute this one and see, now we have a function ready with us which gives the minimum index in that particular list. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to loop through each and every element like this, and we have to find which is the least element. So if -5 is the first least element from 0 till the end of this list, -5 should get replaced with 5. So at the first iteration, -5 will be at this position and 5 will be at this position. Okay, in the next iteration, see, -1 is the next smallest digit. Okay, that is going to get uh, replaced by 4. Okay, so like this it is going to continue. So what I have to do is, for I will say I in range, okay, from the 0 index till the entire length of L1. Okay, and in this one we have to find the minimum index values, okay, which we can get it from the min function by passing our L1 and the index I, which starts from 0. Okay, and at the first iteration, okay, as soon as we find the first smallest index, that is this one, okay, we are going to replace it with the L1 of 0, that is L1 of I. So here I'm going to create a temporary variable and store the L1 of I value inside that one, and in L1 of I I'm going to store the L1 of that minimum index. Then in L1 of minimum index I'm going to store the temporary variable. Okay, and this is how your entire list, okay, this entire list is going to get sorted, and at the last I'm going to print the sorted list. So let me come to the next line and say print L1. Let me save it and let's execute. So as you can see, we have got a proper sorted selection sort technique to sort our list, or you can say array. Now if you want to sort this okay, in descending order, means then you will have to call the max function, and you want to return the maximum index. Okay, you want to return the maximum index. So let me put it here, read URL, that max index, max index value, this max function is going to return. Okay, and now just like this, okay, set, let me just copy this and paste it here. Okay, sorted list, let me correct this and say in ascending order. Okay, this is in ascending order. So it's going to be like this, and this is going to be in descending order, the sorted list in, let's see, Okay, and now here we are going to find the max index. So let me say max index. Okay, we are going to get from a max function, and we are going to change this with max index value, like this. Okay, and now let me run the code, and as you can see, we have got a sorted list in descending order as well. Okay, so this is how you're going to do a selection sort, okay, either in ascending order or in descending order as well. Okay, now I'm going to show you the exact same thing, okay, in Python, sorry, in Java. Okay, for this I'm going to use Eclipse editor. Okay, so first of all, what you have to do is you have to create a, okay, you have to create a function which gives you the minimum value. So let me just say public static, its return type will be int. So its name also I'll keep it as int min itself. Okay, so it takes an integer array, okay, and integer index I. So what it is going to do, it is going to loop, okay, it is going to loop from I plus 1, okay, integer I plus 1, okay, and integer, let me say it as like this, j equal to I plus 1, okay, and j should be less than whatever a dot length, a dot, let me say, just say like this, a dot. So for array there is a function called as a dot length, like this. Let me put it here, and here you just have to say a plus plus. So now all we have to check in an if condition is, okay, see, first of all, before checking itself, okay, so let me take the minimum value to be whatever the a of I value which they have provided. Okay, and just like that, integer minimum index value also, let me choose this as the I index. Now in the if condition, all you have to check is if the minimum value which we have chosen as the minimum value, if it turns out to be greater than any of the values of a of j, okay, then your minimum value gets changed to a of j, and minimum index also gets changed from I to that particular j. Okay, so this is how this loop is going to run. Sorry, here I have just made a mistake, that it's not a plus plus, it is j plus plus. Okay, and now we are going to get this line because its return type I have mentioned it as int, okay, and which I have not mentioned here what it has to return. So this function is going to return that minimum index value. Okay, it's going to return me that minimum index value. Sorry, let me just copy that name properly and paste it over here. Okay, uh, I think I have made this one, and let me put it over here. Let me save it. Okay, and I think we have okay, I see the point why we are getting this error is because these two values, okay, I put it inside the loop, okay, but what you have to do is you just put it outside the loop, because then it will not become the local variables for this for loop. Okay, so now they are global variables like this, and that is what we are going to return like this. Okay, now let us create an array, okay, so called as a, and it has a few values like this. So let me just put it here, 5 comma like this, 3 1 7 1 2, something like this, and minus 2, then let's say 10, and I think we have 8, so like this. So we have an array over here, okay, called as a, which needs to be sorted in ascending order. So now all we have to do is, so first we'll create the minimum index value from this one, and we are going to keep calling this min function which returns us that particular minimum index values. But what we have to do, we have to find from all the values from the 0 index till the last index. So this portion we are going to put it inside a for loop, saying that integer I, you start from the 0 index, I should be less than a dot length, then I plus plus, open and close curly brace for this, and keep finding the minimum index value like this from the min function by passing your a array a and this index I value which starts from 0. And once when you get the minimum index value, we are going to create a temporary variable to put the a of I value inside the temporary variable, store it in a temporary variable. Then in a of I, we are going to actually store the a of minimum index value. So let me write it here, index, put semicolon, and in a of minimum index, I'm going to store the temporary variable like this. Okay, so this whole loop, okay, it will sort the array in ascending order. Okay, now to print, okay, so let me write it here in the comments, printing the sorted array. So for that, what we need to do is we need to write one more loop like this here, open and close curly brace, and say system.out.println, print that array. So let me remove that and just say a of I plus some space after each character of I. So let me save it and let me show you the entire code first. Okay, so this is the entire selection sort process which we are going to write in Java. Okay, so let me just get rid of this white spaces so that you can see the entire code from starting till end. Okay, now let me just run the code once and show you the output of this particular statement. So as you can see, we have sorted this particular array in ascending order from the smallest value till the highest value. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. Okay, I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe my channel. I'll be posting a lot of videos like this. Thank you very much.